We're beginning our coverage with the news that is going to be defining the agenda, Shashikala's homecoming. Shashikala is back in Chennai after serving 4-year jail term in disproportionate assets case. On reaching Chennai, she visited the residence of AIADMK founder, late MG Ramachandran, and paid a floral tribute along with AMMK chief TTV Dinakaran. Hundreds of people gave Chennamma a rousing reception all along the way from Bengaluru to Chennai. In her first speech, Shashikala vowed to return to full-fledged politics. She said that the AIADMK has faced so much struggle and has emerged as a phoenix. Hitting out at TPS, Chennamma said that she won't and will not fall prey to oppression tactics, slammed him for shutting Jaya Memorial.
After 4 years of being in prison, Shashikala is back in Chennai and she's actually walking towards to the place in Ramapuram. This is a place where we have MGR's residence, and she's actually going over there to lay garland. And this is what is happening over here. And this is the place where she has come towards. And this all arrangements were made at this location. And there you could see she's walking towards the place, and she's actually going towards the area. Here you have an MGR statue where she's walking currently to actually get lay garland over there. This is inside the place where MGR stayed. This is called MGR residence, MGR farmhouse, and that's what you see over here. And this is also a place where even though permit to the Jaya Memorial or any other place was not allowed, citing various reasons, the government AIADMK could not make anything specific over here because this belongs to a private entity. And that's the reason you could see as we Shashikala climbing down an upper ramp to go to the place where she's going to lay garland to a statue. And this statue of MGR was fixed by her in 2017, and that actual placard actually stated that this is VK Shashikala, General Secretary of the party, that is also still on the statue, and that's the significance of the statue. And there you could see Shashikala is walking up the ramp and she's going to lay garland to the statue. And
the AIADMK leader who offered his car to Shashikala has been sacked from the party. Shashikala changed her vehicle at Tamil Nadu border while travelling from Bengaluru to Chennai on Monday. The car she switched to sported AIADMK flag and reportedly belonged to an AIADMK deputy secretary of Thiruvarur district. A total of 7 office bearers have been expelled from AIADMK for anti-party activities. This is coming days after senior AIADMK leaders met Tamil Nadu DGP to complain against Shashikala's use of party flag following her discharge from Bengaluru hospital.
I am repeatedly telling Amma's real cadres and the public of Tamil Nadu, they are waiting her for arrival. That's what I am telling always. And somebody from AIADMK told, Dinakaran is a single man. There is nobody in AMMK. Now what he is going to tell, from Bangalore to Chennai, a lot of cadres with Amma's flag on their hand now. What he is going to tell, whether it is AIADMK cadres or AMMK cadres.
Is the AIADMK worried about you entering Chennai?
Only you should ask that question to them only.
rumor that BJP wants AMMK and AIADMK to come together, merge.
See, already you are told that is rumor.
BJP wants a united AIADMK ahead of 2021 election.
Now actually united AIADMK,
including Sasikala.
No 100% chances, okay?
Okay, so you are completely opposing Sasikala.
We are completely opposing Sasikala, and Tamil Nadu people also opposing, and no party man in Tamil Nadu is actually totally the Tamil Nadu party man also opposing.
With the countdown to assembly elections in Bengal, BJP bigwigs continue to storm Mamata's turf. After kickstarting BJP's Poriborthan Yatra on Saturday, BJP President JP Nadda is once again going to visit the poll-bound state to launch the last 2 legs of the Rath Yatra from Tarapith and Jhargram in South Bengal. Upon arrival, JP Nadda is going to be visiting Tarapith temple at 12:30 p.m. and after that, he's going to be launching Tarapith's Rath Yatra at 1 p.m. He is expected to launch Jhargram's Rath Yatra Yatra in the afternoon at about 3:30 p.m. He's then going to be attending Jan Sabha at 5:15 p.m. Remember, BJP's mega outreach program will be covering all 294 assembly constituencies between the month of Feb and March. Home Minister Amit Shah is also going to be joining in one such Rath Yatra on Thursday. Let's get you the other big story that we're tracking at this point of time. It is the season's most scathing attack. Prime Minister Modi has declared war on global propagandists, hitting out at what he called foreign destructive forces. The no-holds-barred attack came at the back of international celebrities tweeting about farmers' protests at the Delhi border. Prime Minister called out posturing by Andolan Jivis or those who fed off agitations. Here's the complete story.
Foreign destructive ideology.
It was Modi's most stinging speech in a long time. The farm protest entered their 75th day. Modi went all guns blazing.
आज देशवासियों को भारत के राष्ट्रवाद पर चौतरफा हो रहे हमले से आगाह करना जरूरी है.
An all-out war against global propagandists looking to defame and defile India. Modi's heavy artillery in the Rajya Sabha actually began to build yesterday in Assam, where he launched this withering attack on Khalistani sympathizers, mobilizing action to defame India's culture of yoga and chai.
साजिश रचने वाले इस स्तर तक पहुंच गए हैं कि भारत की चाय को भी नहीं छोड़ रहे. ये साजिश करने वाले कह रहे हैं कि भारत की चाय की छवि को बदनाम करना है. हर समय हर सरकार.
And on the floor of Parliament, without naming Rihanna, Mia Khalifa, Greta Thunberg, or any of the international celebs who have leapt on an organized bandwagon of Twitter storms to raise the farmer issue. Modi launched right into them, declaring their activities as FDI, or Foreign Destructive Ideology.
इन दिनों एक नया FDI मैदान में आया है. ये नए FDI से देश को बचाना है. FDI चाहिए, फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट. लेकिन ये जो नया FDI आज नजर का आ रहा है, ये नए FDI से जरूर बचना होगा. और ये नया FDI है Foreign Destructive Ideology. हम लोग कुछ शब्दों से.
That salvo fired. The Prime Minister called out the Andolan Jivi, those who feed on protest, labeling them parasites.
लेकिन मैं देख रहा हूं कि पिछले कुछ समय से इस देश में एक नई जमात पैदा हुई है. एक नई बिरादरी सामने आई है और वो है आंदोलन जीवी. ये जमात आप देखोगे, वकीलों का आंदोलन है, वो ना वहां नजर आएंगे. स्टूडेंट का आंदोलन है, वो वहां नजर आएंगे. ऐसे लोगों को पहचानने की बहुत आवश्यकता है. ये सारे आंदोलन जीवी परजीवी होते हैं.
Linking the international hand to domestic turf, Modi then shifted aim to the opposition, once again using Parliament's platform, painting a searing picture of opposition hypocrisy and opportunism. The attack saw Modi naming
आदरणीय मनमोहन सिंह जी ने किसान को उपज बेचने की आजादी दिलाने, भारत को एक कृषि बाजार दिलाने के संबंध में अपना इरादा व्यक्त किया था और वो काम हम कर रहे हैं. और इसलिए
shaming.
लेकिन मैं हैरान हूं, अचानक यू टर्न ले लिया. भाई ऐसा क्यों किया? ठीक है, आप आंदोलन के मुद्दों को लेकर के इस सरकार को घेर लेते हैं, लेकिन साथ साथ किसानों को भी कहते हैं कि भाई बदलाव बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत साल हो गए, अब नई चीजों को लेना पड़ेगा. मुझे लगता है कि राजनीति इतनी हावी हो जाती है कि अपने ही विचार छूट जाते हैं. जो देश के
and blaming what he said was a fake Gathbandhan riding on the protests to score cynical points.
तकलीफें उठानी पड़ती थी। आदरणीय डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी यहाँ मौजूद है। मैं उन्हीं का एक कोट आज बहुत पढ़ना चाहता हूँ। हो सकता है जो यू टर्न कर रहे हैं वो मेरी बात माने या न माने, मनमोहन सिंह जी की तो बात जरूर मानेंगे।
Backhanded on the country's largest platform and with the specific instances of hypocrisy exposed, the opposition was waiting to hit back.
In the 1930s,
I'm disappointed that the Prime Minister should call dissenters as agitationists and human rights commentators as foreign destructive ideology.
आज का भाषण सिर्फ उन्होंने जैसा ही हमेशा अपना पॉलिटिकल तकरीर करते हैं वैसे करके चले गए।
कानून किस लिए बनाया है अगर उसमें नहीं डाल सकते तो? अगर नहीं डाल सकते तो उसका मतलब कोई ना कोई इसमें दो राय हैं।
The crossfire over the farmer protests just went to the next level. Bureau Report, India Today.
It's a race against time as 26 bodies have been recovered so far and 195 people still missing in the Chamoli disaster caused by glacier burst on Sunday. The missing people include those working at hydropower project sites and villagers whose homes nearby were washed away. Multiple agencies are continuously working to rescue over 30 workers feared trapped in a big tunnel at Tapovan. Personnel from ITBP, NDRF and some state disaster response teams are clearing off the tunnel since Sunday. Teams from Army, including those from the Medical Corps, are engaged in the rescue work. Specialized equipment has also been deployed to clear the slush and debris to rescue the trapped workers from the tunnel. 2 power projects were extensively damaged with scores of labourers caught in the tunnels as the water came rushing in. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat held multiple meetings with various agencies leading the rescue effort.
देखिए अब जो रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चल रहा है काफी नजदीक पहुंचने की संभावना है। लगभग 50 मीटर के आसपास जाने को शेष रह गया है और ये अनुमान लगाया जा रहा है कि जो स्लज जो आगे बढ़ा है उसके आगे वो नहीं बढ़ा होगा और वो लोग वहां पर सुरक्षित होंगे। तो 2-1 घंटे बाद कुछ जानकारी, अच्छी जानकारी मिल सकती है। इस संभावना के साथ वहां पर ऑपरेशन चल रहा है।
And the Tapovan tunnel in Chamoli, 30 to 35 people are feared trapped. Joint teams of Army, NDRF and ITBP are now working to flush out the slush. They've gone inside with oxygen cylinders and masks. My colleague Gaurav Sawant was there to witness the entire operation. Here's this report.
Nature's fury at its worst. A day later, over 200 are still missing. Trapped under the debris, awaiting help. Every single minute is precious in this race against time. It's all hands on the deck in Chamoli. A mammoth rescue operation by the NDRF, SDRF, Army and the ITBP personnel is underway to save as many lives as possible. The rescue operation that continued through the night gathered further momentum on Monday morning. After 12 workers were rescued from Tunnel 1 on Sunday, rescue teams are trying to track several others trapped in the second tunnel.
Senior officers of the Indian Army are personally on ground monitoring the situation. As you come here, let me quickly show you this area. This is the mouth of the tunnel. India Today is the only channel that is getting you up close to this area. We will try and show you this area as efforts are being made.
Army engineers and Garhwal scouts have been on the spot since morning, trying to remove the slush and push deeper into the tunnel.
My boys, they were able to go 100 meters inside,
but thereafter it was all covered with sludge. So we thought first we'll use the mechanical. All these you see the dozers are working. We want these dozers to clear that tunnel.
About the numbers, I have been told that out of 2025 have reported back. So maybe the total number might reduce down to 197.
By evening, much of the slush was cleared using heavy machinery. The rescue teams entered the tunnel along with dog squad and oxygen cylinders.
This operation is currently being undertaken. This is the recce party that has so far gone in. This is the recce party. They'll carry out a reconnaissance operation, a reconnaissance mission, see what needs to be done, then come back, and then another party will be sent in once contact is made.
Those who were rescued on Sunday are undergoing treatment at the ITBP hospital in Joshimath. They recount the horror unleashed by the glacier burst that triggered flash floods.
7 घंटे अंदर रहने तक हमें बाद में ITBP जोशीमठ टीम ने रेस्क्यू किया और अपने हॉस्पिटल में लाके यहाँ पे इलाज कर रहा है और हमारी अच्छी देखभाल कर रहे हैं।
तो ईश्वर की कृपा से हमारी ITBP की बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं जिन्होंने हमको अपनी जान पे खेल के और हम लोगों को सभी को दोबारा पुनर्जीवन दिया है। बहुत बहुत थैंक यू और धन्यवाद देते हैं।
Every passing minute, the odds are getting tougher. But the rescue teams on the ground are determined. No stone will be left unturned to save each and every life possible. With Gaurav Sawant in Chamoli, Bureau Report, India Today.
India's got a Herculean task at hand as they are going to be having to play out their skins to even draw the first test against England at Chepauk. England has set a record of 420 run target on the final day for India to win the first test. But to make that happen, India needs 381 runs more with 9 wickets in hand after Rohit Sharma was dismissed cheaply.
I think so.
India needed Ashwin and Washington Sundar to continue on day 4 and the duo began well. But Jack Leach got the breakthrough, dismissing Ashwin and Shahbaz Nadeem in quick succession.
This one's taken and taken very easily.
Washington Sundar did not give in and was playing well to defy England bowlers as much as he could. He got his second half-century in as many matches, but unfortunately the Indian tailenders couldn't give him much support as the innings folded up for 337.
What a quite brilliant catch. Who's in business straight away. Rory Burns is out first.
England did not enforce the follow-on despite a 241-run lead. Rory Burns was dismissed of the first delivery of the innings of Ravichandran Ashwin. The Chepauk track was behaving differently from how it had in the first couple of days, and the Indians exploited it well.
300 for Ishant Sharma.
Joe Root provided some resistance even as wickets kept falling from the other end, with almost every bowler among the wickets.
Ashwin with his second. England now 32 for 2.
This could be close.
Bumrah got Root and most of the English batsmen got starts but couldn't bat for too long.
Oh, Ravichandran Ashwin.
Ashwin dismissed Jofra Archer to complete his 28th 5-wicket haul and then wrapped up the English innings with the wicket of James Anderson as India was set a record target of 420.
An easy catch for Ashwin.
India needed a good and safe start, but that didn't happen. Jack Leach extracted some good turn and Rohit was on his way back. Pujara and Shubman Gill batted out the rest of the overs as India finished at 39 for 1, still needing 381 runs more. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.